history of crime detection has produced no more famous name than that of Sexton Blake. We present William Franklyn as Sexton Blake, with David Gregory as his assistant tinker and Heather Chasen as his secretary, Paula Dane, in a series of case histories by Donald Stuart. Today's episode is called First Class Ticket to Nowhere.
You'd better stop, Tinker. It's no good calling on blindly like this. The fog's so thick you can scarcely see the radiator.
Wasn't so bad a couple of miles back.
We've run into a pocket, I think.
What are we going to do?
I'll get out and try and find out where we are.
Let me go, Governor.
No, you stay here with Paula. It's like trying to see through thick soup. I'll go and see what I can find. I shan't be long.
You know, we ought to have stopped at that pub. I did suggest it, but Mr. Blake was determined to press on.
He was in a hurry to get back to London.
There doesn't seem much chance of that, does there? Look like being stuck here for hours.
Well, if the Governor can find his way back to the car.
Perhaps we ought to sound the horn every now and again. Oh! What is that?
Well, it sounded like a shot. I'm going to see what's happened.
I'm coming with you.
Oh, you'd better stay where you are, Paula.
I'm coming with you.
All right, but keep close to me then.
Let's give Mr. Blake a shout. He can't have got far in this.
Hey, Governor!
Mr. Blake! Mr. Blake! What's that?
Oh!
What's the matter?
Oh, I've just found a fence. Well, come on.
Found it?
Okay, Governor.
Follow it along and you'll come to a railway station.
A railway station? Oh, well, that's something.
Oh, we've come to the end of the fence.
There's the station. I can just see it.
Where are you now?
Here, Governor. Quite close.
Now, why didn't you stay in the car?
We thought we heard a shot.
You did. Somebody took a pot shot at me from inside the station.
The station?
Yes, but it's derelict. Looks like one of Dr. Beeching's casualties. Whoever it was is gone now. I heard him stumbling away in the fog.
Blimey. What have we struck this time?
Well, let's go inside and see.
Can we get in?
Yes, the door's unlocked. I was going in when you called.
Oh.
Oh, the fog's not quite so thick in here.
It's quite thick enough. Oh, dust, rubbish.
Here's the old booking office.
Oh, and this door must lead to the platform.
Not a very big station, is it?
Do you think any trains go through here, Governor?
No, I doubt it. I should imagine it was a branch line that's been discontinued. Let's see if we can find out the name of the place. It might tell us where we are.
I've got it, Governor. Yeah, there's an old board here. Half a tick. Farmley Hope.
Never heard of it.
So, we're as wise as we were before.
Oh, we may as well have a look round. We're as well off here as we would be in the car.
Hold on. There's a ticket on the floor here. Looks fairly new. It hasn't been clipped. Stone Lane.
Oh, why the excitement?
Look at his ticket.
Let me see. Oh, that's ridiculous.
What's ridiculous?
Well, it's an ordinary railway ticket, but it says first class single to nowhere.
There can't be a place called Nowhere.
Quite interesting. The ticket's properly printed, but Farmley Halt has been written across the top with a ballpoint pen.
It must be a joke. Something from a kid's toy.
Perhaps. The man who shot at me wasn't joking.
Listen.
What is it?
I had something move. In there.
The booking office. Well, let's see.
Oh, be careful. Don't touch me. Don't you touch me.
It's all right. Nobody's going to hurt you.
Oh, where's Ricky? What have you done with him?
Was it Ricky who shot at me?
No, of course it wasn't. That was the other man.
You're certain there was another man?
Yes.
Supposing you tell me who you are and what you're doing here.
Well, why should I? I don't know who you are.
That makes us evens.
I've got to find Ricky.
Did you come with Ricky?
Of course I did, on his scooter. We couldn't get any further than this because of the fog.
So you came in here, is that it?
Well, it was better than sitting out in the fog, wasn't it? Ricky stayed outside to find somewhere he could park the scooter, but he never came back.
Do you mean he's still out there somewhere?
I don't know where he is. That's what frightens me. Well, he could have got lost in the fog.
Didn't you go to look for him?
I was scared. There was somebody out on the platform. I heard voices whispering. Then there was a cry as if someone had been hurt, and I only had time to slip in here when a man rushed through, and I heard the shot.
You haven't been here long, then?
I suppose not, really. I was just coming out when I heard you come in. I thought it was that man back again. Hey, what are you doing here? Well, we got stranded in the fog, too.
We trying to see if we could find out where we were.
Let's see. I must try and find Ricky.
All right, we'll all try and find him.
Is he your boyfriend?
Yeah, in a way.
understand why he hasn't come back.
The fog seems to have got a bit thinner, Governor.
Well, it's still thick enough.
Tinker, go with this girl and see if you can find the chap Ricky and the scooter. I want to have a look out here on the platform.
I'm coming with you, Mr. Blake. Ricky! Ricky! Where are you?
We do find them, don't we? What a miserable-looking place.
It's becoming quite popular.
Tinker was right about the fog thinning, Mr. Blake. You can see the railway line now. Come here. Quickly.
What is it, Paula?
Look. Down there. On the line. Could it be Ricky?
I shouldn't think so. Looks like somebody much older. Whoever it is, he's dead.
Dead?
I see a crack on the head by the look of it.
Do you think he fell off the platform in the fog?
And he smashed his head on the line. Could be. He's got something in his hand.
What?
Hold on a second. It's a railway ticket. A first-class ticket to nowhere.
Funny business, Blake. I don't know what you want me to do. Not my pigeon. This chap, what's his name? Inspector Bracknell. It's his headache.
I'm curious, Coots.
Always the same, isn't it? It beats me how you manage to get mixed up with these things.
Seem to attract them, don't I? It's this ticket business. Properly printed and all. Someone's gone to a lot of trouble.
Oh, the whole thing's fantastic. Who's the dead man?
He hasn't been identified yet. Looked rather like a tramp.
Yeah, I bet he was. Took shelter in that station from the fog, fell off the platform, bashed his head on the rail.
And the man who shot at me. You're suggesting he was a tramp, too.
What do you make of it?
Nothing very satisfactory at present. That girl, Diana Frost, she said her name was, is a typical teenager. Now, what happened to her boyfriend, Ricky, and his scooter, we don't know. We didn't find either of them.
Maybe he went off on it.
In that fog, in any case, we'd have heard him. And why did he leave the girl behind? I don't think I believe her story.
You got her address?
Yes, that's why I don't believe her story.
I'll buy it.
Well, she lives at Streatham. It's quite away from Farnley, over 100 miles. I'll admit that the fog got really thick very suddenly, but it was hanging about all day.
I get the point. Didn't she say where they'd been, or whether they were on their way back?
She was very vague about it, just running around was how she put it. Bracknell didn't press the matter. He thinks that this unknown man's death was an accident.
And you don't, eh?
Well, I think it's very unlikely. The girl heard voices out on the platform, followed by a cry. Then that chap who shot at me rushed to the station. I've been shot at a number of times, and so far it's never been an accident.
I'm surprised Bracknell was so easily satisfied as it was.
He's not one of the shining lights of the force, Coots.
Admit him. Wonder how they ever got off the beat. Now, what's on your mind, eh?
Do you know anything about a man named Herbert Preston? He's the owner of a place called Shantytown. It's a club, very popular with teenagers.
I know the place, and I know the man. Nothing against either.
What sort of joint is this club?
Well, better than most of these dives. Well decorated, good bars. Food if you wanted in the restaurant upstairs. Got a lot of similar places in the provinces, but these clubs are the sideline. Main business is wholesaling canned fruit. Now, how does Preston come into it?
The word Shantytown was scrawled on a bit of paper in the pocket of the dead man at Farnley Hall. We found out there was a club of that name just on the outskirts of Soho.
Well, all Preston's clubs are called Shantytown. Oh, you know the kind of thing. Palm trees, jungle wall painting, lots of bamboo.
Oh, yes, I know.
Well, I must be off. Give me a ring if there's anything I can do.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but I want that file you took this morning, Mr. Blake.
Oh, it's over there, Paula, on the desk. Don't go for a moment.
I'll let myself out. Bye for now.
Goodbye, Coots. Thanks for coming round. What are you doing this evening, Paula?
Well, if you're thinking of taking me out to dinner...
I'm not.
Oh.
I want you and Tinker to go to Shantytown.
Oh, yes. There's a restaurant upstairs.
Never mind that. I want you to tell me the sort of place it is and the type of people who go there. They're teenagers, mostly. Use your eyes. See if you can spot anything going on below the surface. Understand?
Well, Shantytown certainly gives its customers the goods. They didn't get that group for peanuts.
There's nothing catty about the place, is there?
Except the customers. They're a mixed bunch. Look at that girl over there. If her miniskirt was a couple of inches higher and her top a couple of inches lower, there'd be nothing left for the imagination.
You haven't taken your eyes off her since she came in.
The governor said to use your eyes.
He didn't mean that way.
Some of them are quite scruffy, aren't they?
Oh, they're all this long hair. It's difficult to tell the boys from the girls, except for their clothes.
Not always then. How do I look in this wig?
Ghastly.
Oh, thanks. You look a bit weird yourself.
Oh, I thought I looked rather fetching.
That bloke with the whiskers and the protruding teeth seems to think so. He's been goggling at you for nearly 10 minutes. Shh.
Here comes the boss of the whole outfit.
Herbert Preston. Oh, I must say, he's a distinguished-looking bloke. That photograph the governor got hold of didn't do him justice.
He must be in luck. I don't suppose he comes in here every night.
Preston's coming over to the bar.
Mr. Kyle been in here, Johnny?
Well, I haven't seen him, Mr. Preston.
Tell him to come to my office as soon as he gets here.
Right, you are, sir.
I wonder who this chap Kyle is.
I've no idea. Do you think we ought to explore the rest of the premises?
Particularly the restaurant part, I suppose.
I wasn't thinking about that. We're not doing much good sticking by this bar, are we?
I'd like to get a look at Kyle.
Hello? Get a look at that instead.
It's that girl. Dinah Frost.
She's just come in.
I hope you don't spot us.
Well, she wouldn't recognize us in these get-ups. I think it's something to report to Mr. Blake, anyhow.
Well, it doesn't mean much, does it? Well, she's the type who would come here. This place isn't strictly a club, not a membership club. Anyone can get in if they pay the entrance fee. Hello, who's this?
It's probably Kyle.
Oh, I don't much like the look of him.
Evening, Johnny.
Evening, sir.
Give me a double scotch.
Mr. Preston's been looking for you. He wants you in his office.
I'll buck up with the scotch then and I'll go.
There you are, Mr. Kyle. Thank you, sir.
See you later, Johnny.
That door over there must lead to the office.
Meaning this is where we stick our necks out,
Yeah, you'd better stay here.
At the risk of being picked up by that whiskered horror with the buck teeth, I don't like the glint in his eye. I'm coming with you.
All right, then. But wait until they start another number, and then we'll edge our way around the fringe of the crowd. Come on, round this way.
What's happened to that girl, Diana Frost? She's disappeared.
Never mind her. Dance for a bit. The barman's watching us. We can gradually work our way through this lot.
Is that Johnny still watching us?
No, he's serving some drinks. Come on, behind this kinky bit of a bin with those awful puce pants.
Where do you pick up these things?
Kinky bits of bins can be picked up anywhere.
You know perfectly well what I mean.
Well, I always try and keep up with it. Here's the door now, quick.
Now what?
That door over there. That must be the office.
Oh, I can't make out a word.
Wait a minute. That other door over there. Let's see where it leads to.
Oh, for heaven's sake, be careful. We're outside. It's a yard.
Yeah, I hoped it might be. Look, that's the office window.
And it's open a few inches at the top.
Yeah, keep a lookout in case anyone comes. I'll climb up on the wall and see if I...
Look out. There's someone coming now.
Quick, those boxes, get behind them.
It's that girl, Diana Frost.
Yeah, I saw her through the light of the door.
What's she doing out here?
After the same thing as we are. Trying to hear what's going on in the office.
The light's gone out.
Oh, that means that the business, whatever it was, is over.
Who's out there?
Kyle, yeah, that Tony.
Who's there? Answer me.
What's all this fuss about?
Don't you know you've no right out here? It's marked private on the door. Can't you read?
Well, I felt safe in there still. Came out to get some air.
Well, you can go back in again. If you want air, you'd better go home.
Don't you order me around?
Come on, get back inside there. We don't like snoopers here.
Oh, you've got something to be afraid of, have you? Right, I'll go. You can let go of my arm. I'm fussy about the people who touch me.
Yeah, I've seen you before somewhere.
Fancy that. You should have. I've been here often enough.
It wasn't here.
The warehouse, but I work for Preston Food.
Never mind. Get along inside. And don't come out again.
Damn it, he's locked the door. That's bottled us up. We can't get back that way.
Well, what about the door in the wall?
Well, it should open onto the street. No, it's locked. We'll have to go over the wall.
Yes, but how are we going to get to the top?
With those boxes. Help me carry a couple over. Now, don't make a noise.
Whew, thank Lord, they're empty.
Well, now I'll get up first and I can help you up. Right, up you come.
Oh.
Come, give me your hand, I'll pull you up. There we are. Now, all we've got to do is drop down on the other side. You follow me and I'll catch you.
Oh. It's a cul-de-sac.
Yeah, keep quiet. There's a car drawn up over there.
It's a rose. Must be Preston's.
Well, let's hope he isn't in it. You've got to get past it to get out.
Look out. People. Into this doorway, quick.
I'll be here the week after next with another lot of tickets, Kyle.
Right, Mr. Preston.
Works like clockwork, eh?
Except Farmley.
That was unfortunate. Not much harm done there. They think it was an accident. You can pick up the Californian peaches for Hambleside when you like.
Right you are, Mr. Preston.
Like clockwork, eh?
Just like clockwork.
Good night, Kyle.
Good night, sir.
Come on, Paula. Let's get cracking.
Right.
At least we've got something to report to the governor.
Well done, the pair of you. That was a good night's work.
You can always bet on getting results with us, Mr. Blake.
Pity we couldn't hear what went on in the office.
And then why, that bit of byplay between Carl and Preston tells us quite enough.
It links them both up with Palmy Holt, doesn't it?
It does more than that. I'm interested in that girl.
Diana Frost.
Yes. She was definitely snooping, was she?
Yes. If she hadn't come out, we might have heard what Carl and Preston were saying in the office.
Did she have a boyfriend with her?
Well, we didn't see one. Are you thinking about Ricky?
Yes. He seems rather elusive, doesn't he? I must have a talk with Diana.
She works in Preston's warehouse.
Does she? That's very interesting.
You seem to know a lot more than we do, Governor.
Well, actually, I don't know any more than you do. From what I do know, I've drawn certain conclusions.
Such as?
If you add together all that's happened, you're bound to...
I'll go.
I don't...
Want to see anyone unless it's very important. I know the drill.
I wonder who it is.
If you wait a moment, you'll find out. Any idea what time this girl, Diana Frost, knocks off at Preston's?
No. Still, it should be quite easy to find out, shouldn't it?
It's Chief Inspector Coots.
I thought I'd come round and let you know, Blake. They've discovered the identity of the dead man at Farnley Holt.
Oh. Why didn't Inspector Bracknell get in touch with me?
Because it turned out to be my pigeon after all. You don't know what you've stumbled on.
Drugs?
That's it. Filthy business. Big organization operating for some time. Been trying to get a line.
Who was the dead man at Farnley Holt?
Wilson, revenue man. He must have got onto something.
Method of distribution. That's what he got onto.
You seem to know a lot more than I do, Blake.
We can help each other. I don't have to tell you how this damnable racket usually works.
Oh, a handful of top men. They supply the stuff to the little pushers who peddle it to the junkies. Anything from Purple Hearts and marijuana to the hard stuff. Heroin and cocaine.
Exactly. It's the head of the snake we want to cut off. Stop the supplies of the little men and the racket's finished.
Well, that's the trouble, Blake. We don't know where the main supply comes from. Over the past months, we pulled in several of these little pushers. They can't tell us.
But they must pick it up from someone, surely.
Parcel in the left luggage office at some railway station. Get the ticket sent them. No trace. They make that payment for the stuff in the same way.
The railways again, eh?
No, what do you mean?
A first-class ticket to nowhere.
That's right, Paula.
Well, can't you be a bit clearer?
The man who's running this racket has evolved a practically foolproof method of distribution. Even the men who get the stuff in bulk to supply to the little pushers don't know where it comes from. Now, look at this, Coots.
That's the ticket I found on the floor at Farnley Holt, isn't it, Governor?
These tickets are specially printed and issued to the intermediate distributors as their proof of identity.
Do you mean that they're using closed-down railway stations as a distribution centre?
I think so. What could be better? They present the ticket, probably at the booking office, pay over the cash, and get the goods. It's simple.
And never the same station twice?
Probably not.
You got proof of this, Blake?
No, unfortunately.
You're really only guessing, eh?
Well, I prefer to call it an intelligent interpretation of the facts.
How do the drugs get into the country, and who's behind it? That's what I want to know.
Preston.
Preston? That's Herbert Preston.
That's the chap. Run Shantytown.
Got to be careful there. He's a pretty big man. Knows everybody and got a lot of influence. Done quite a bit for young people, too.
Introduced them to the drug habit through his clubs.
Oh, but Preston's almost a millionaire.
How did he become a millionaire, Coots? The drug racket pays huge profits.
Californian peaches?
What?
That's what he told Carl. Californian peaches for Ambleside.
That's your answer, Coots. That's how the stuff gets into the country.
I suppose Ambleside is the next distributing point.
Another Dr. Beeching casualty.
Oh, look, this is all very well, but we've nothing definite. We've got to have something more than conjecture before we can move.
Paula and I heard Preston and Carl...
Not enough to act on. Coots is right. Even if we pulled in the men who come to Ambleside, I doubt if we'd get anything on Preston. You can bet he's dug himself well in.
Diana Frost.
The teenager at Farnley Holt, you mean?
That's right. She was at the club, too.
She knows something.
Supper's ready. Stand, have a bite, Coots.
No, thanks. I must get along, snatch some sleep. Got to be on the job early.
You may as well say, Paula, I know that look. Like a tiger sighting its prey.
Thank you, Mr. Blake. I'm touched by your concern for my welfare.
I'll be seeing you, Blake. Night all.
Sleep well. I'll let you know if we get anything out of this girl.
We oughtn't to keep Mrs. Bardell waiting.
All right, Paula. Come on, then. Let's go and see what we've got to eat.
What you brought me here for, Mr. Blake? I had a date this evening.
Shantytown?
I go there most nights.
Why, Miss Frost?
The same as the others. Something to do.
That's not your only reason, is it?
Don't know what you mean.
What is it, marijuana, pep pills, or something worse?
No use for any of that stuff.
Your sister wasn't so sensible, was she?
What do you mean? What do you know about Marge?
Quite a lot. I've been making a few inquiries.
Well, so what? It's none of your business.
It's everybody's business.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Your sister died 2 months ago. She wasn't quite 20. She was a junkie, heroin. She started taking pep pills when she was 14 for kicks. Then she went on to smoking marijuana, but the kicks weren't strong enough, so she graduated to heroin. She was almost skin and bones when she died.
Oh, why are you telling me all this?
Because the man who supplied those drugs is Herbert Preston, isn't he?
I don't know. I wish I did.
You've been trying to make certain, haven't you? That's why you were at Farnley Hall. That's why you were snooping in the yard at Shantytown.
How do you know that I was in the yard at Shantytown?
Does it matter? Look, I know Preston is behind this drug racket. I know how it's worked. The distribution to the middlemen from various disused railway stations who identify themselves to the main distributor by means of a special ticket. But I've no proof.
If I could help you, I would.
You can. Tell me all you know. Everything. About Preston. You work in his warehouse, don't you?
That's why I took the job, but I found nothing.
What about your boyfriend, Ricky?
Oh, he's not my boyfriend. He was Marge's fiancé. That's why he's as keen to get Preston as I am.
Where can I get hold of him?
I don't know. I haven't seen him since we went to Farnley Hall.
But you know where he lives, surely.
He's got a room. I've been there, but he hasn't been back, not since Farnley.
Haven't you done anything about it? You should have told the police.
Oh, I didn't know what to do. I mean, Ricky might have been onto something. He might have been keeping out of the way for some reason of his own.
Or he might not. These people are dangerous. They've got a lot to lose. Will you stop snooping and leave it to me?
Might as well, I suppose.
Mr. Blake, I've got Danny Scarles. He took some finding amongst all that teenage mob, but he's on his way here now.
That's fine, Paul. I've got a job for him. Ask Tinker to drive Miss Frost home, will you?
I don't want to go home.
You go where you like, except Shantytown. I promise you, if you do what I tell you, then I'll get Preston and it'll be for keeps. But I don't want you gumming up the works. Keep out of the way until it's all over.
Well, I'll know when that is.
Oh, you'll know. In fact, the whole country will know.
What about Ricky?
If anything's happened to Ricky, you can't do anything. If it hasn't, I'll see he's all right. Fair enough?
All right. I'll go home.
Good. You just leave it all to me.
That was the message, Chief Inspector. You carry out the arranged plan tonight.
What's he up to, Tinker?
You've known the governor long enough not to ask that.
Meaning you don't know, eh?
Meaning nobody knows, except himself. But I bet it means curtains for Preston.
I hope you're right. Anyway, I'll do my bit.
There was one other thing. Whatever happens, you're to take no action, except that already agreed on. I was to impress on you that this is most important.
I don't like the sound of it. He's up to his old tricks.
Do you agree?
Always have, haven't I? I play ball, but if anything goes wrong, Preston will have his guts.
Don't worry. I bet the governor's got it all taped.
Where is he now?
Well, I believe he's gone to see Preston.
Who the devil are you? What are you doing in my car?
I'm waiting for you, Preston. Get in.
Are you mad? Put that gun away.
Get in. Shut the door.
You daren't shoot.
Extraordinary assumption. Get in.
What is this? Hold up. I've very little money on me.
Hurry up. Get in and shut the door.
There are a lot of people about. If I shout...
Nobody take a blind bit of notice. Now, if you were a dog being kicked... Come on, we've got a long way to go.
I don't know what you mean. I'm on my way to a cocktail party at Lord Rankin's.
It's been cancelled.
When?
In the last 10 seconds. Now shut the door and start the engine.
What do you want? Who are you?
My name is Blake, Sexton Blake.
Oh, I've heard of you. You're the private detective.
Start the car.
You would pay for this. I'll have you in court.
I doubt it. Get moving.
Where are we going?
The Hambleside Railway Station. Now speed up and don't talk.
I warn you that
Save
as soon
your
as
breath. You'll need it all later. We're here, Preston. Get out.
Why have you brought me here?
Dreary spot, isn't it? Nobody likely to come near the place since Beeching closed it down. Ideal for your purpose, like Farnley Hall and probably a number of others.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, yes, you do. I'm talking about your drug empire. Here, take this key and unlock the door.
I know nothing about any drug empire.
Open the door. Go inside.
What is all this nonsense? What do I know about a drug racket?
That's what you're going to tell me, Preston. Now, take this. It's one of your tickets, a first-class ticket to nowhere. It's not a return ticket, Preston.
It's nothing to do with me. You're talking in riddles.
Oh, there's no riddles anymore, Preston. The riddle's been answered. You built up an extremely profitable racket to take advantage of the teenagers' present need for kicks. In a world of vanishing standards and little adult example, they crave anything that gives them a momentary excitement. You provide an easy answer to that craving, and you provide it simply because the profits are colossal.
Look, I just about had it.
That's why you started your shanty towns. Your pushers got them hooked on the soft stuff, and then introduced them to the hard stuff. The real profitable lines, heroin and cocaine. You had to keep on ensuring a continuous and fresh lot of clients because the junkie doesn't live long. Margie Frost didn't.
Look, you've made a mistake. I've nothing to do with it.
Californian peaches, Preston. The drugs are smuggled into the country in cans of peaches.
You'll have difficulty in proving anything against me.
Not after tonight, Preston.
What do you mean?
At your warehouse, there'll be cans containing the drugs, specially marked, to distinguish them from the others. There must be records.
What's that?
50 really tough boys, Preston. They're armed with brass knuckles, bicycle chains, broken bottles, and mealies. Do you know what a mealie is, Preston? It's a large potato stuck all over with razor blades. It's not very kind to the face.
You brought them here?
Oh, I arranged with a friend of mine to bring them over. Now, where are those records?
You wouldn't dare. It's criminal. It's against the law.
You put yourself outside the law. Now, where are those records, Preston? Where are they?
You can't do it. It's murder.
I don't think they'd kill you. But you'll never be the same man again.
Oh, look here, be reasonable. I'll do anything.
Tell me where to find the proof. I'll give you 2 seconds to make up your mind. After that, you're going through that door.
No, please. Please, just listen.
1 second.
Oh, wait. All right. I'll tell you. There's a safe behind the paneling in my office. Found enough to convict Preston 20 times over. Detailed files, a whole heap of dope, pet pills, marijuana, heroin, cocaine, the lot.
Good. And Kyle?
Got him, too. He killed the revenue man. And Ricky. He hid Ricky's body under the platform of the old siding. Kyle sang like a canary. You know, Blake, if I'd known what you were going to do...
You'd have had no part in it, eh?
You're dead right. Saw my pension dissipating in a cloud of smoke there.
Well, it worked. I guessed Preston would turn yellow when his own skin was threatened.
How did you get hold of that bunch of hooligans, Blake?
Well, I did Danny Scarl a good turn a couple of years ago.
Well, I know you wouldn't have let him beat up Preston.
Oh, I would, you know, Coots. Preston won't enjoy a long prison sentence, but faced with the choice, he certainly preferred it, didn't he?
That story in our Sexton Blake series was called First Class Ticket to Nowhere.